I was incorrect. I think during the Olive Thomas episode, I said that Monday I'd spent watching The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But I clearly did hit my head because The Walking Dead isn't actually going to be back for a while. It's on hiatus now. And I must have completely forgot that Monday that was on hiatus and that I hadn't watched it because it was definitely not on that Monday. So, yeah, I was incorrect. That bang on the head has, like, I suffered greatly because of that. I mean, I forgot all about the Charlie Sheen thing and that I hadn't watched The Walking Dead.
You've really got to stop banging your head, Tom.
I really do need to stop hitting my head. I don't know why. My head's so hittable.
Yeah. Time's just so weird with this podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just seems to fly by.
It really does. I mean, it feels like it's still early December. It feels like December the 1st to you, doesn't it? It feels like Christmas and New Year hasn't even happened. It feels like we're in 2015 still.
Yeah, it feels like we should be listening to Christmas songs.
Yeah, it does. Like we hadn't started listening to that months ago when the shop started playing it. I feel like we only get a Christmas-less year in the first few months of the year.
Yeah.
Like around now, because it's post-Christmas now, I think it's late January, early February at this point. I know it's late January or early February at this point because I'm in it. I'm in this point right now.
Yeah.
We are in the present, my friend.
Obviously, we know what month it is.
Yeah. Probably should have looked that up before. Yeah, so it's definitely either late January or early February. So happy Valentine's Day, people.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah, I'm spending my Valentine's Day with that Crimson Peak book you got me for Christmas.
Ooh.
That was Christmas. That was almost a couple of months ago now.
So you could have a romantic dinner with the book.
Yeah, it's a very good book. It's a very romantic book. I don't know if you watched it, but it's fucked up, man. It's my kind of romance. Yeah, what else am I going to spend Valentine's Day with? What else did you get me? Ant-Man. I could spend Valentine's Day with Ant-Man. I'm looking at that right now.
Yeah. Is he very small, Ant-Man?
He gets very small sometimes, yeah. He can shrink.
Ooh.
You don't know much about Ant-Man, do you?
No, not really.
We briefly talked about it during the Marvel episode. We should do another one of those Marvel episodes and talk about the Marvel TV shows. I'm sure you'd love that.
Yeah. Oh, I know so much about them, but it's just,
Yeah, but in all honesty, I think you'd like their Netflix TV shows.
Yeah.
I think you'd like Jessica Jones. I mean, I don't think you'd like Daredevil much, but I think you'd like Jessica Jones.
Why Jessica Jones
It's quite good. It's a woman. It feels noirish with the soundtrack. David Tennant's in it, and he's brilliant. He plays a guy that can compel people to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, just like me then. What?
You can't get anyone to do anything. You really do need superpowers to get that done.
Shut up.
But yeah, I think you'd quite like Jessica Jones. I even suggested it to Annie last time I had a seance with her.
Yeah.
Sorry you weren't invited.
Happy Valentine's Day, people.
Happy Valentine's Day.
This is going to have to be our Valentine's Day release.
You're so romantic.
Yeah, so that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to have a romantic dinner with a book, Ant-Man, and your rotting dead cleaner.
I might give John Wickerwell as well, because I've bought that now, because it was on sale.
Yeah.
And I was quite happy about buying that on sale. Might binge watch Twin Peaks, though.
Ooh.
It's been a while since I watched Twin Peaks.
I've got to get around to watching that.
It's really good.
Well, I want to watch some David Lynch anyway, so I still haven't seen any of his stuff.
Okay, fair enough. What are you doing for Valentine's Day?
Because
it's so close. It's so close now. It's like a matter of days or weeks, or one of them. Well,
first I have to choose of the many lovers that I have, which one to spend with. And that's such a hard choice. I mean,
Yeah.
I suppose I could split it into hours of the day, so, that's 24.
I'll spend Valentine's Day tweeting Guillermo del Toro and asking him to tell me love stories from his warped mind.
That's going to be the weirdest kind of...
weirdest Valentine's Day plans. One time it was Valentine's Day. I didn't realise it was Valentine's Day. I went to the court where our friend Lana was working, and I spent the day there watching court. And then we went to have dinner, and then we realised it was Valentine's Day when we got to the restaurant.
Oh.
We spent Valentine's Day together without realising it.
Jesus.
Fun times, yeah.
The restaurant must have thought you were like lesbians or something.
They probably did. It's the restaurant that we keep going to for my birthday.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, the Thai place. Yeah, because it was just couples there. Yeah, fun times.
Well, you and Lana like it hot and spicy, don't you?
Well, the food isn't that spicy. I'm Asian. It doesn't really affect me that much.
Yeah, to you, maybe.
Yeah, Lana just can't have any spice.
Can't she? She's not good with the spice.
That means our marriage would fail. As I put extra chili in my food, she doesn't want any.
There'd be arguments there, I can imagine that.
Yeah, because of the chili, yeah. Chili-related arguments. Who doesn't have that?
Yeah, but you and Tom, you and Lana, even, you are special. And I think you know which way I mean.
I know. I know exactly which way you mean.
Well, it's nice to see you smiling, Tom.
Yeah, nice to see you as well. Yeah. While you're creating a rota for your Valentine's Day women.
Yeah. I'll have a really big grin that day. Wink, wink.
I've been trying to think of one this whole time, and I couldn't do it. Well, fair enough. That's the closest we're going to get, aren't we?
Yeah. So anyway. What's the podcast about today, then, Tarman?
It is the Grinning Man. Intro music.
Welcome to the Dorks Deduction Podcast, where we talk about stuff.
I didn't realise it was still Christmas.
It doesn't matter. That intro music can come whenever it wants.
I think we should...
You think that voice is Christmas themed?
Yeah, we should literally just say you're like one of those throat cancer patients who've lost their voice.
I sounded kind of zombie-esque in that one.
Yeah.
I can sound like a zombie.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah, who can't? It's easy to sound like a zombie.
Yeah.
What we said?
To be fair, that's how you start every conversation. It's really embarrassing when we meet other people. You know, you're like, Jesus, spit it out.
Is that why we can't make any new friends? Is that why Chris keeps getting sent to prison? He does it on purpose.
So, yeah, just to get away from that voice, that noise. That must be like really bad for you, like when you speak on the phone to your like customers or whatever.
Yeah, I answer with. It cuts the call short. It makes my life easy.
They really don't want to speak to you after that.
No, and it's great.
It's effective, that is.
Yeah, it's effective. I do like minimum work because of it.
I definitely see you as good like with customer skills.
I know you're joking about that, but I actually am quite good at my job.
I suppose you are.
Yeah, ask Chris. He actually saw me.
Did it?
Dealing with a difficult customer.
Yeah. How do you deal with a difficult customer? I suppose you just have to grin and bear it, don't you, Tarman?
Yes, we do have to grin and bear it. We've already done the segue. So this episode is on the Grinning Man.
If you hadn't gathered that,
Yeah, if you hadn't gathered that from the previous brilliant segue.
Yeah, I think I should take over that, you know. You could do the intro music bit.
Why? Because I'm the one that can actually figure out what the hell you're talking about. Most of the time you breeze past all my segues.
Yeah, because you just, you don't give them any preparation. You just put them in there. And I bring
it up in conversation. Like when I talked about your dad having the works of Shakespeare in the Shakespeare episode. That is obvious.
I thought you wanted to talk about my dad.
We were talking about your dad, but then I needed to actually bring it back to the episode.
Yeah, but you got me into a conversation, and then, there's no stopping me sometimes. You know what I'm like? I'm just so talkative. So we really should probably start on the Grinning Man or something.
Probably, yeah. Now, what is the Grinning Man, Matthew?
Well, in some ways it is it's kind of a bit says what it does on the tin kind of thing.
Yeah, he's a man that grins.
Yeah,
but is he a man or is he not?
Yeah, that's the big debate. Because he has a human-like appearance.
Sort of. He's really, really tall. He has abnormal clothes, apparently.
Yeah, not like the reptoid ones we were doing. Reptilian-oids or whatever they're called. It's not like he's completely different. You could perhaps mistake him for a human being. He would look quite odd. And in fact, he was described as looking quite surreal by one of the sightings. So yeah, he has his clothing. Well, actually, I should describe how tall he is first.
I only got that he was over 6 foot. I didn't get anything specific.
Yeah.
So that doesn't actually seem that tall for a man.
I don't know. Yeah.
Most men are over 6 feet anyway.
Yeah, so it kind of...
Apart from you.
I'm above 6 feet.
No, apart from you.
Oh, fuck off. You need to be calling me short.
You're my height, and I'm short for a woman.
We need to bang on about that. But basically, that kind of adds in that he's a bit more like human looking. So he's not overly abnormal.
In terms of height, anyway.
Yeah. It's clothing that kind of makes him weird in a way, as well as the grin, which we'll come to. But yeah, he kind of wears a reflective green suit.
I read that it was only in one testimonial that he was wearing the green reflective suit.
I have 2 encounters.
Oh, do you? Okay.
One was green, a green reflective suit. The other was a blue instead of green. But it's had that same kind of reflective property. So that could just be someone dressing up.
Who's
a bit, perhaps a bit show-offy. But
maybe they're going to a disco.
Yeah. I mean, it's that kind of era, the 60s. Kind of, they'd do that kind of thing, wouldn't it?
Well, it happened later in the 60s as well, didn't it?
The main sighting is 1966, and it's a particular...
When was your mum born again? I'm joking. Let's not go back into that. Let's not delve into it as your mum's fault again.
No, you get too distracted.
That was actually the year that my dad was born.
Oh, so it's your dad then this time.
No, that's the year my mum was born. Sorry,
your mum.
My dad was born in 63.
No, well, your dad could have still done it.
Yeah, I think it's my mum's fault.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we just like to blame our parents.
Yeah, pretty much. Apparently we don't like kids or parents.
We really got quite a limited...
We don't like anyone.
Yeah.
We don't even like each other.
Pretty... Yeah, but there's good reason for that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because we're both shit people.
Yeah, we annoy the hell out of each other, probably.
Yet we still project ourselves to this podcast.
Yeah.
Project ourselves? That's not the right term.
It's so tense, because we're being in the same room as well. Just,
Yeah, being in the same room.
We should really maybe...
That's why we've got the barrier between us, and we have to send things through the Facebook tray.
Yeah. I mean, we'd be beating each other up.
Beating each other? I'd be beating him up. I could take you, Matt.
Really?
I had brothers.
I had a sister.
Yeah, but then again, she would have just beaten the crap out of you.
Oh, come on. I'm not that. I'm not like... It's so unfair. This is bullying, this is. I'm super...
Yes. Does this classify as cyberbullying, though? Because we put this on iTunes, which means that you need the internet to get it. So is this cyberbullying that we're doing?
Could be. But everyone's going to hear it, and everyone's going to think, that's disgraceful.
Well, everyone's going to think, she's amazing.
Yeah. Really. Well,
we should do an episode on cyberbullying.
Clearly they don't know you. Anyway, getting back to this Mr. Grinning Man.
Matt, I'm going to warn you already. What? This is going to feel a bit like the hologram episode for you.
Well, I'm just going to be talking.
And I'm going to be distracting you.
I don't know whether to add in right now that it's believed that he's possible... Actually, I should leave it for later.
Do you know, I think that should come off straight off the bat.
That he's
that he's either like an alien or some creature of unknown origin.
Or that he's connected with the Men in Black.
Or he's connected with the Men in Black, yes. Which will bring me to a later point that I will make, based in fiction.
Yeah. Oh, it's not another bloody supernatural one, is it?
Oh, no. This is going to be a different TV show.
Oh, God. How many are there? Right. I'm going to go into the sightings now, first.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 main sightings of this guy.
I actually read these, so yeah.
Yeah.
Carry on. I'm actually going to know what you're talking about.
There's not a huge amount of detail, to be fair, but there's like some brief description. Basically, there's an idea that this guy is someone called Ingrid Cold. Well, not a guy, that he's an alien named Ingrid Cold. And this was told to... Well, actually, the second sighting. I'll start with the second sighting for a reason. Because that's how we got the name Ingrid Cold.
Or he could just be called Ingrid and he's saying he's cold.
Possibly. I mean, we don't really know how to interpret aliens.
No.
He could, Ingrid.
That could just be his impression of a zombie.
It's a rather childish way of speaking, though, isn't it? Ingrid Cold.
Or maybe he doesn't know English, okay? So he's just trying to say he's cold.
Do, you know. They really don't educate these aliens,
You sound so British. It's like, you bloody well should do.
You made in another podcast about people not being able to read and write and stuff like that.
English. Yeah. In England, when they're trying to live here, they should know
in America,
at least the basics.
Know English.
Yeah, but in America, they don't do English. They do American English, which is stupid.
Yeah.
You know what's actually quite aggravating, really? Watching an American show on television and putting the subtitles on. And it's really distracting because they speak in an American accent and the subtitles are all in British English. So mum is spelt the right way. I'm expecting it to be spelt wrong and it's spelt right. And it's really distracting to me.
Yeah, but it's the way it's meant to be, though.
Yeah, it's the way it's meant to be, but it's really distracting because I'm always expecting it to be wrong, and then I'm just like, oh, it's right. Yet they're still talking wrong.
To be fair, the British can be shit at doing subtitles for foreign stuff as well. So it's not just Americans that mess stuff up.
Yeah, but
it's mainly
America and English basically speak the same language. It's not the same as translating a different language. Anyway. Ingrid Cold.
We're going to start with the second sighting because that's where we got the name from. And basically, in November the 2nd, 1966, which is going to be an important year, which I'll mention later, in West Virginia. There's a man called Woodrow Derenberger, I think that's how you say his name, and he was driving home on the Interstate 77 when he heard a massive, crash, and there's this unidentifiable vehicle just seemed to, land in front of his truck. And this is his words. He described it as an old-fashioned kerosene lamp chimney, flaring at both ends, narrowing down to a small neck, and then enlarging in a great bulge in the centre. So...
That's a weird description.
Yeah.
That's a man born to be a writer, I feel.
Yeah, it does seem a bit kind of made up.
Just a bit.
Just a little bit. It's almost as if he was expecting it to be like that. Mm-hmm. And according to this Woodrow, which I think is a great name, the Grinning Man came out of the vehicle with a dark tan, so he's possibly
one of my people?
Yeah, very suntanned.
Okay.
Maybe he'd be...
Or possibly one of Lana's people.
Maybe he'd been in one of those, or Essex people.
But they'd be orange, not tanned. Let's be honest here. They'd be orange. Varnished. They would not be tanned.
They're varnished, then. Mahogany or something like that.
Not even mahogany, they're orange. They're bright orange, and they think it looks good.
Yeah, but...
When to the rest of the world it looks tacky, and I don't understand how you could think you look good if you're orange. If you're going to go for fake tan, at least make it look like it's tanned, not fake.
It's brilliant when they miss a bit as well.
Yeah, they wear gloves on their hands and they tan the rest of their bodies with it.
Yeah.
Then take off the gloves. Their hands are all white. Or when it's patchy on the neck or the back or the hard to reach places for them, it's just ugh.
Yeah.
Just ugh.
I don't get how anyone would do it to themselves.
I don't understand how exactly. I don't understand how they do it to themselves because they not look in the mirror after they've done it the first time thinking, oh my God, look at what I've done to myself.
But, people are deluded.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Essex made vajazzling a thing, so yeah, they're deluded.
There should be more
No one thought that was a good idea. Who thought that was a good idea?
Can you imagine if an alien came down to Essex? They'd want to leave straight away, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Well, maybe Essex will protect us from the alien invasion. They'll make all the aliens want to go. Just no, I don't want to invade here.
Because especially the aliens saying to us, do you think we're weird? You should see these Essex people.
Yeah. Or it could work out badly. They'll be just well, this species needs to be eradicated, obviously. And we could all get killed because of the Essex people.
We could get the blame for the Essex people. Yeah. So we should just destroy Essex. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. I'm not going to disagree.
Well, not all of Essex is bad, but just people that hang out in the only way is Essex.
Yeah.
We'll send out a public notice in Essex saying, well, you're about to be eradicated, but this club is open. So the people that go to a club are clearly the ones that need to be eradicated. The people that evacuated are clearly the smarter ones.
Yeah.
And they can live.
Yeah.
That seems fair, yeah?
That sounds like a good plan.
Oh, no. It's not. This club is opening. There's the sale at this tanning salon.
Yeah.
There we go. That's all sorted.
Yeah, just get rid of every spray tan in Essex.
Oh, yeah, they'd probably kill themselves then.
Oh, they'd be devastated, wouldn't they?
We should, 1 April 1st, we should go to Essex and steal all the spray tan in Essex. We should, and just see what happens.
I don't think our hands are going to be large enough for all of that.
We could take a few armoured trucks. We could take a few armoured trucks.
Oh, I forgot you're a truck driver.
I forgot I could drive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that quick. God, I'm amazed.
Yeah.
You have been doing well since the new year, I've got to say.
Yeah. I've already got my licence. I'm actually going for a piloting licence.
Yeah.
I should have that by Easter.
Carl, you kept this quiet, though.
Yeah, well, I don't want to jinx things.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, what were we talking about?
I was talking about the second sighting of Ingrid Cole.
Yes.
Yeah, so the Grinning Man had got out of this vehicle with a dark tan, and he walked up to Derenberger, and I don't quite understand how he did this, but apparently he telepathically said his name was
that.
Ingrid Cole. So clearly this Woodrow Derenberger can telepathically hear.
Well, no, because if the Grinning Man is good at telepathy, he could talk to people in their minds. It doesn't mean that person has to have telepathic abilities.
Ah, I didn't know if it was like that.
Sorry, I had to clear that up for you.
I didn't know if it was like that Harry Potter kind of thing.
Yeah, no, if there's someone that can read your mind or talk to you in your head, you don't need to have that ability as well, because they can do it. They can insert their voice or their thoughts into your brain. It's like Professor Xavier in X-Men. He can talk to people in their brains and control them. And
Well, once again, this podcast has been very educational. I'm learning.
I'm so teaching you about this fictional the fictional telepathic abilities of this Grinning Man.
Yeah. So basically, Cold apparently just wanted to know more about the human race, and he said he would visit Derenberger again. Although I don't think this happened.
Nah, because Derenberger was a bit of a twat probably to the Grinning Man, wasn't he? And the Grinning Man was probably like, he's a bit rude, I don't want to visit him again. And it's the sort of thing that you say to an acquaintance that you don't plan on seeing again. It's like, oh, we should meet up next time I'm around. And you don't actually plan to do it. And then you pray to God they don't find you on Facebook. And then they do.
Yeah, it's lucky.
Yeah.
And it is...
Yeah, it's like if Facebook wasn't around in 1966. Because there'd be no way of Derenberger actually... Yeah.
Yeah. But apparently, after the encounter, Derenberger... made a claim that Cold said that he was from the planet Lanulu.
Lanunu.
Which doesn't sound odd at all.
Was Derenberger... Is it Derenberger or Dellenberger?
Derenberger.
Derenberger. Was Derenberger friends with Ron L. Hubbard? By any
I don't
chance?
think so. I think he's
man, that would make so much sense.
I think he's a relatively normal person.
Up until
For
this
American,
point.
at least. Yeah, but apparently this Lanulu is in the galaxy of Genobedes. I think that's how it's said.
That sounds like something people from Essex will come up with. Like, it's like an evolution of the jazzling and pajazzling. There is a pajazzling as well, by the way, Matt. Where you put it on your penis, yeah.
Have you done that, yeah?
Yeah, I always put it on my penis.
Wow.
I like putting sequins and diamantes on my penis. Can we step away from the penis
I mean,
talk?
obviously I'm not interested in that kind of thing.
But you are interested in vajazzling.
Where does that kind of thing happen? Where does that thing kind of happen?
I don't know. I guess in salons in Essex.
Yeah.
It seems, it's a bit weird. I mean, yeah.
I'm not planning on going to Essex anyway. So.
No, I might have to soon, but yeah.
Why? Why would you have to go there?
Oh, my friend's getting married and it might be in Essex.
Oh, poor them.
Well, actually, no, I've seen the locations. There's like converted barns. It's quite nice.
Yeah. Still.
I mean, it's away from the city. As in the town centre, so that was fine.
I guess, but still.
And get a hotel next to the venue and I'll be fine.
Yeah, but still, they have to say they got married in Essex. So yeah, that's like the main sighting, actually. That's the most important sighting, because that's where we get a lot of the information about him. But there was another sighting before. Ironically, not that long before, actually. It's the same year, and just a month or so before. So I'd say about like a couple of weeks before. But this one was in New Jersey.
Is it this the one with the kids?
Yeah, this is 2 kids. I find this one quite funny, actually, in a way. It sounds something like Chris would do or something.
Chris would do the kids.
Oh, no, I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, you did.
I did not.
So did.
And I love the names as well. So yeah, this is October the 16th, 1966, and two boys, one called Martin, Mouse, in kind of speech marks, Moonov, and James Jimmy Lanchitis. I don't know why he's got Mouse in his name.
Maybe that's his nickname, Mouse. That should be your nickname.
I just like that Martin Mouse. It sounds like he should be in Disneyland or something. And yeah, they were in New Jersey, and they were walking.
New Jersey.
Oh, shut up.
New Jersey.
They were in New Jersey. Yeah.
Yes.
Walking on 4th Street when they saw a surreal figure standing near a fence. Now, as they walked closer, they saw that the figure was...
I'm sorry, Ray, I'm going to stop you just right here for a minute, yeah? If there's any kids listening, if you see a surreal figure standing by a fence, don't walk up to it. Just please don't. Because your parents are going to fork out a lot of money in trying to find you and paying for your funeral. So, just don't do it. Be considerate.
Yeah.
Actually, they'd probably save money in the long run because they'd have to stop paying for the child.
Yeah, good point. Good economic advice there from
Yeah.
Armin. So, yeah.
I aim to please.
Great customer service, as you... Right, as they walked closer, they saw that the figure was a tall, bald man wearing a metal green suit. He was staring right at them with a huge grin. It sounds very creepy to me.
Again, he sounds like a paedophile, man. Yeah. Kids, step away. Just stay away.
To me, this kind of sounds like Chris has just shaved his hair and is standing by a fence.
He shaved all the hair off his body.
And wearing a metal green suit.
What was Chris doing in New Jersey in 1996?
1966.
I thought he was born in 1966, sorry. I thought he was born in 1991.
I don't know, he's just got special powers, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, because we can time travel at the door seduction. I forgot.
We're great at that.
I forget. It's weird that I keep forgetting that we can time travel here.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Yeah, I don't know why we forget. I mean...
I don't either. I don't know why I forget current events as well that have happened recently. Mm. As in the past couple of months. Yeah, the past couple of months.
Yeah. Yeah, and to make this guy sound even better, he apparently chased them until they got away from them. So yeah, I think basically they just met a slightly snazzily dressed paedophile.
That didn't know how to behave.
Yeah.
Like when the kid runs from you in a crowded place, maybe just give it a break.
Yeah.
Because it's going to look even more incriminating if you run after it. Like, if he just runs away from you after just seeing you, he might just think you're scary, but that doesn't mean you did anything wrong, because some people just look scary. Yeah. If you run after him, you are a sexual predator, my friend. That's how Chris keeps getting banged up.
I know. I mean, we try to stop him, don't we?
Yeah, well, yeah.
We tell parents...
Sometimes it's fun just to push him and see how far it goes. It's fun to watch him unravel.
Yeah, but you have tried to help parents by, telling them to kill their kids. And you don't have to worry about paedophiles then, do you? You have to worry about Chris, Yeah, and the boys actually...
That's true. If you don't have children, you don't have to worry about Chris.
And trust me, you have to be very worried about Chris if you do have children. So moving on... Yeah, I don't think we need to give their description. It's basically the same what we said already. So yeah, But yeah, one thing that's common between these two sightings is they both said that the grin was the most memorable thing about him. Hence why he's called the Grinning Man then. Possibly
they're just not used to people being friendly.
Yeah.
Some people are just smiley people. But I grew up in London. If some guy was walking around with a grin on his face, I'd be scared too. Because people don't do that. You keep your head down. You don't make eye contact with anyone. You might just be a smiley person.
Yeah.
And these people may have just been hurting his feelings by blabbing about his creepy grin. You bastards.
I mean, it was described as a very big grin. But,
Some people have wide mouths. Like Sumia, her mouth is huge. Have you ever noticed?
No.
Yeah, her mouth is huge. It's just ridiculous.
I'm sure she's going to love that.
Yeah. She just loves being mentioned. I don't think she cares in what context.
Hiya, Big Bell.
I don't think she cares how she's referenced. She just cares that she's referenced.
She just wants the publicity, doesn't she?
Yeah, when I told her that she was mentioned in a few of the upcoming episodes, and she was like, "Is it out now?" And it's like, well, no, we pre-record it. It won't be out for at least a few weeks. We're thinking the end of the year, in the new year or something like that. And she's like, oh.
Do you know, it's going to be your fault if I can be, like, staring at Sumia with a massive mouth.
It's not my fault.
It is.
No, it's not.
You've brought my attention to it now.
You should have noticed before, really.
I hadn't noticed, to be honest.
Yeah, that's your own fault then. That's what I'm saying. It's your fault. You didn't notice before. It's not my fault. You're so unobservant.
I don't really kind of concentrate what happens with people's mouths, what goes in and what goes out. So, yeah, there was another third sighting. Once again, I think in West Virginia this time.
I always keep thinking you're going to say West Philadelphia, and the Fresh Prince theme tune, the Fresh Prince theme tune just rolls around in my head. I can't even talk.
But this one has a bit more of a supernatural side to it, in that this family had been reporting that they felt like there was a poltergeist activity in their home, and there was things like diamond-shaped lights, which I'm not sure what exactly they mean like that.
Isn't diamond like some Illuminati thing, or is that that's triangle? Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I don't. There's not much description about that, but basically, it all kind of focuses on the daughter Linda, who apparently was sleeping one night and awoke to see a man standing over her. So again,
paedophiles.
Yeah.
Again, it's just the paedophile of New Jersey.
And it was a man, a big man, very broad. I couldn't see his face very well, but I could see that he was grinning at me. He walked around the bed and stood right over me. I screamed again and hid under the covers. When I looked again, he was gone. Now,
how old was this child when this happened to her?
It doesn't say.
Because if she's fairly young, I think we could sweep it under the carpet, can't we? Because kids see a lot of shit. I saw a lot of shit growing up, and when you grow up and you realise, oh no, that was nothing.
I've got feeling she'd be between, like, I don't think she'd be really young, because she was able to give a reasonable, like, description.
Yeah, but children's imaginations tend to run away with them.
I don't know. I just feel that was quite detailed.
Okay.
It doesn't. I just don't think, like, I don't.
Oh, do we know if her father told her a horror story before she went to bed?
No.
Because that might have helped.
Yeah.
The sighting.
There's obviously explanations about, possible explanations about what this grinning man is. There's not really much description about that one. One of the theories is that he's like a ghost or a spirit of an alien.
Of an alien? So not just a ghost or a spirit, he's of an alien.
So it kind of marries the alien and kind of supernatural theory together.
Or he could just be an alien who can walk through walls.
Yeah. But I always find like those poltergeist activity ones to be a bit suspicious. They usually feel like they come from some like ghost story someone's telling.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, I don't really give that one much credibility. Another theory is that he's basically he's an alien, just as Woodrow Derenberger said, that he was an alien, basically come to visit Earth.
Yeah, which it's feasible because we all know it happens. They're always down here. Where do you think Donald Trump came from?
Oh, surely he'd be the reptilianoid or whatever.
Reptilian humanoid.
That's the thing, yeah. He'd be one of them, wouldn't
he? Possibly.
With a nice hairpiece as well.
Nice.
Well, not nice, but noticeable, I'd say. So, yeah, actually, I'm going to mention another urban legend, actually, in connection with this.
Are you talking about the one that was on Creepypasta?
No.
Okay, carry on.
It's Mothman.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know about Mothman.
Because this all happened at a similar time.
And they were both those stories were peddled by John Keel,
yeah? He's one of those.
He's basically Michael Weatherly of the 1960s.
Yeah, basically. And Mothman was...
No, David Weatherly, not Michael Weatherly, sorry.
Mothman is this... it's not so much more like a moth, actually. He was apparently more like a heron than anything else. Yeah, he does look quite... I've seen, there's this... someone's done like a statue of a Mothman. It does actually look quite impressive. It's kind of, how do you describe it? It's kind of got like butterfly wings or moth wings, but it looks more like a kind of bird almost than a moth. I mean, I wouldn't really say it looks like a man with wings.
No, I think it's just because it could walk or something.
Basically, this was connected to UFO kind of sightings, but also there was some bridge collapsed in 1966. And Well, there's a lot of speculation afterwards that this is something to do about the sighting of Mothman was to do with the collapse of this bridge.
Oh, of course, because he was probably living under the bridge like a troll.
And the fact that none of the press reported much about this did give rise to the belief that this was some Mothman, that someone was trying to cover it up. So it's that idea that basically Mothman and Grinning Man are quite similar in that there's a belief that they're from some UFO, or some alien.
Yeah, but this happened in like the late 60s, early 70s. That's when the sci-fi boom happened, isn't
so
it?
you're getting a lot of this, basically.
In the era where people are actually starting to get into science fiction.
Yeah. And people generally going a bit weird.
That's also when, like, the Roswell resurgence happened as well, because it died down a little bit and it started to kick into high gear in the 60s, 70s and 80s.
Yeah. And what's interesting, actually, is Mothman happened not just in the same year, but also in the same area.
It's in the same place. Yeah.
So, there's in West Virginia, there's quite...
Seriously, stop saying West Virginia, because in West Philadelphia, born and raised, it's just keep going through my head.
Well, 'cause where else do you want me to say?
Just say Virginia.
Virginia West?
No, just say Virginia. We know what you're talking about.
Okay.
You don't have to say it's in the West.
So, yeah, there's a lot of these stories in Virginia. There you go, it's your turn now.
Again, it's like the Roswell thing. Everyone's making up the story so people go to this place, and so people are interested in this place.
Yeah. And kind of Woodrow Derenberger, he seems a bit like, not sure if you've seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Not for a while. I saw it when I was younger.
He seems like the dad in that. He got quite obsessed about it. And he lost his wife and his job and kind of just became a recluse. Yeah. Stuff like that.
How much drugs was he on when he said that he met this person?
I don't know. But what's funny about him is he looks quite normal, actually.
A lot of people do, and they're not.
Yeah. He could have been on drugs, I suppose. So, I mean, it is...
Yeah, you never really know about the drugs.
It is that kind of LSD era.
Yeah, it is. That's when it started, coming out and coming into the US.
Yeah, actually, his kind of story does sound like it could be some LSD trip, pretty much.
Yeah, it does. A hallucination. You can't really explain the kids, but the kids, I just think it's a paedophile that was dressed quite weird.
Yeah, well, I guess the kids happened before that guy. Because if it happened before, I could imagine, like, the kids just making it up because they'd heard some story.
So maybe the kids were approached by a paedophile, because that happens.
Yeah.
Especially in the 70s, they could sort of get away with it, because, there was, like, nothing going on there, justice-wise. And kids disappeared off the street, and there's no way to track them, there's no CCTV. You have so many disappeared kids in the 70s, 60s and 70s. So what if the kids were approached by a paedophile, and the guy, Woodrow, he read about this story somewhere, heard about it somewhere, decided to take a massive acid trip, and he saw that person that he thought it was. That would also account for the colour change of the clothes.
Yeah.
Because it's a bit different.
I mean, to be fair, he does give quite, a reasonably detailed description.
Yeah, but people think they see things all the time.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they actually see them.
To be fair, he could have been like an aspiring author or something like that.
Yeah, with the description he gave. Yeah, maybe that's it. He was hoping to be a sci-fi writer, and he thought his backstory needed more oomph.
Or he's just someone who wanted attention.
Possibly. You have loads of people like that. Like the people that confess to murders and stuff when they didn't do it.
Yeah.
They just want the attention that brings them.
I think if he had this acid trip, though, I think it would explain a lot of things, because he did get obsessed by it. And would you necessarily get obsessed by something if you knew that it wasn't true? If you knew you were making it up, I don't think you'd get obsessed by it.
Yeah, it's probably more likely the acid trip.
So basically you were saying he's a bit of a druggie.
I'm going to send you something on the Facebook tray, just quickly.
Okay.
It's a picture of what I was hoping that the Grinning Man would look like before I looked up pictures of, mock pictures, because there's not a picture of it.
Yeah.
They're quite creepy, right?
Buffett, those people.
Those people. The season 4 episode, I think it was, Hush, where have the creepy grinning men with, like, their faces are all sunken in and they're all white and, So maybe they got inspired by the Grinning Man, actually, but that's what I thought it was going to look like when I first started looking into the Grinning Man, because they're super creepy. Like, out of all the years on Buffy, that has got to be the creepiest little monsters in that entire show.
Yeah.
And they're always grinning.
To be fair, they've got the baldness of, those two boys said.
Yeah, so maybe Buffy was inspired by that, but that's what I was hoping to get when when I looked into the Grinning Man, so I was bitterly disappointed, obviously.
Yeah, I kind of had that kind of Joker kind of image in my head. That's what I was kind of thinking.
Oh yeah,
of.
As in Heath Ledger
Yeah,
Joker.
that kind of whole. Because he.
No, you're thinking more Jack Nicholson Joker, because Heath Ledger wasn't always grinning.
Yeah.
I think Jack Nicholson was always grinning.
But he had quite Jack Nicholson's Joker. He was quite
It's a
snazzily dressed, wasn't
Yeah, maybe someone is just dressing up as a Joker.
he? Yeah.
Because the Batman comics were around in the 60s. I think they started earlier.
Yeah. Well, that's another theory that it was kind of like a mishmash of popular culture. This is what this whole England Gold was based on. I think it's reasonably fair to say he could have got the idea from the Joker and other things.
Maybe he was having a really bad acid trip and he read a comic, a Batman comic, with the Joker in it. And it sort of came to life and he hallucinated. He saw that.
Yeah, I mean, basically, we really want to believe he's a druggie, don't we?
It's the only thing that makes sense. Well, it's not the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it back to the thing I mentioned before, the fiction that I was looking into.
Yeah.
You see, there's this TV show called Fringe.
Fringe. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that, yeah.
Yeah, it's the one with John Noble, Anna Torv, and Joshua Jackson. Well, there's these characters in it called the Observers.
Yeah.
And it's not just the one person, because initially we thought it was just the one person. There's a load of people. They're bald. They're kind of like Men in Black.
Yeah.
And they're pale. And they pop up whenever there's like a event happening in the world. A life-changing event or a world-altering event. And they map it out. So they pop up in various times and places just to do that. That's another thing that the Grinning Men reminded me of.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have taken so long to say that.
Basically,
So it could be that, actually. If it is true, it could be that. It could be some sort of extraterrestrial being that's coming, taking notes on our world and coming back at a later date. So they could exist, we don't know.
It could do, but I'm very sceptical.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I basically think Woodrow is a junkie and those kids interacted with a paedophile.
Pretty much. I mean, if there was a bit more detail, there was loads of detail, I'd be more tempted to maybe slightly believe them.
Yeah, but there isn't really much.
Yeah.
They just say the grinning face. When it could just be a happy-go-lucky chap, you never know. And what if the one that we're saying is a paedophile? Maybe one of the kids dropped something. And because he's grinning, he's all nice and happy and stuff, he thought he'd go return it to the child, but then the child ran away. And then the guy thought, fuck it, I'm not giving this back to the child now.
Yeah.
But you know what? If these grinning men were real, I think... You remember the Black-Eyed Children episode? We talked about the monotone voice and the way and the phrases they used, because that is what they thought people would say.
Yeah.
The Grinning Man, maybe he had the grin on because he thought it would put people at ease. Maybe he got like cliff notes on the earth and what we do and how a smile would make us feel comfortable, because that would put people at ease.
Yeah.
And he just was a bit OTT with it.
Possibly.
Possibly. That's if he was real.
Yeah, also, the kids could have been making it up as well.
Yeah, it could have been.
I mean, the one thing that quite concerns me about the 3 stories is because Woodrow said that he was quite nice, he was quite approachable, whereas in the story of the 2 boys, he's quite a scary figure, almost. A bit creepy.
Yeah, but then they are kids.
Yeah, they're a bit more
Doesn't take a look. Yeah.
But still, I mean... doesn't really correlate.
No. So I just think that the kids interact with the paedophile and Woodrow was on a shit ton of drugs. I mean, it's nice to think that maybe it's an other earthly being that's just coming to inquire about the earth.
The only other theory I've heard is that he was some kind of like Men in Black agent and he was just...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've heard
he
of
was
that.
just there to kind of scare people off, coming out with their UFO stories or stuff like that. And you would be
So
shit.
he wanted to scare people off of coming out of UFO stories by telling this guy that he's from another planet in another universe and he was going to come back to visit him. That's how you scare
Maybe
someone
not
off.
in the
Really?
Woodrow kind of sense, but...
What, just the kids?
Yeah, just people in general.
Like, what-
the
what-
idea that... Because there must have been other sightings, I guess.
But that's actually put fuel to the flame, and I think if you work for the Men in Black, you have to be a bit smarter than that.
Yeah, do Men in Black even exist?
That's another urban legend. You don't know.
We could do a podcast on that.
Yeah, we could. We could do it one day. One day in way in the future.
Yeah. I mean, right, we've got to enjoy Valentine's Day first.
Yes. With my books and my movies and looking through my Pixar postcards.
Yeah, and your dead cleaner.
And my dead cleaner.
That's the bit I'm going to remember. The fact that you're a murderer.
I was actually just trying to... It's like... Me saying what I was doing for Valentine's Day is basically a thank you to you for buying me these Christmas gifts. You didn't even figure that all the stuff I mentioned was the stuff that you bought me.
Oh, yeah, I did clean it.
Oh, yeah. It took you 59 minutes. And you only figured it out because I told you.
Hang on, I didn't buy your dead cleaner, eh?
No, you didn't buy my dead cleaner. You're the one that brought her up.
I brought her
Okay,
up.
I did not bring her up.
Oh, I thought you meant I, parented her or something.
What?
I thought you meant, I was her dad or something. I brought her up as my own child or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's a bit
All right.
weird.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. Not you, per se. That's a bit
Yeah.
weird. And I don't think there's really much more we could say about this, really.
Yeah. To be fair, there's not an awful lot out there on it.
Because there's not that much meat to the bones,
Yeah.
really, if that makes any sense.
There's probably a bit more about Mothman or something like that. There's a whole book.
There probably is, actually. I think there's quite a lot about Mothman.
There's that.
But again, Mothman, I just laugh at.
I wonder, has there been a film of that yet? I think there was, actually.
There's been a film of everything.
I think Richard Gere was in it, I was reading, or something like that.
Must be brilliant,
Yeah.
then.
You don't like Richard Gere, then?
Well, he hasn't done anything of merit in, my lifetime, so...
True.
Yeah, pretty much. I can't remember being alive and seeing a really good Richard Gere movie, or a really good Richard Gere movie coming out. Wait, was he in, I'm thinking of someone else, actually. No, I was thinking of someone else. I can't even remember seeing Richard Gere in a film, for crying out loud.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure he has been in films that I've seen, but I can't think of any.
Yeah. I know the odd one that he's been in the 80s. There's one in the 90s, I know of.
I can't remember any Richard Gere films.
Yeah. Not recently.
Maybe I haven't seen him in any films, I don't know.
Oh, what's the one where he murdered someone? It came out recently.
Is that What Lies Beneath?
Yeah, something like that, I think.
That wasn't even recently. They said that was the movie I was thinking of, and then I thought it was Harrison Ford for some reason.
Yeah, was that 2 or 3 years ago? Or...
No, that was over a decade ago. That's the one with Michelle Pfeiffer, right?
He did a film recently where he accidentally murdered someone or something like that.
I can't remember. Or I didn't pay attention. Probably both.
Yeah.
It doesn't really seem like my kind of movie now, does it?
Not really. Well, it's got murder in there.
No, I like to do the murdering.
Yeah.
I like to do the murdering, not watch the murdering.
Okay, I think we should probably wrap up now.
Yeah.
Before I hear any more.
Goodbye from the dog stick action.
Okay. Bye.
That's your goodbye. Okay.
Nice talking to you.
To them, not me. All right.
I'm not saying goodbye like that.
Why do you not say goodbye like this? Say goodbye.
I still want to be able to meet people and not.
I don't care about meeting people. I'm 23. I'm set. I don't really want to meet any
met all
people.
The people you need to meet.
Yeah, I don't know how to make friends. How do you make friends as an adult? Do you just go up to people and say, "Do you want to be my friend?" I don't understand how this friendship thing works when you're a grown up.
You have to find.
Other than
You have to find common ground, I think.
Yeah, but you meet friends at work and school and at libraries.
Yeah.
Where else is there to meet them? How do you make friends? Occasionally I've got into conversations with people at a Starbucks, but yeah, this adult friendship thing, I don't get it. Okay, I've got friends, I don't need any more. I'm good.
To be fair, people have loads of friends. They're not really friends most of the time.
Yeah, I know, they're more acquaintances. I actually talk to the people I call friends.
I try not to, but...
Yeah, I try not to as well, but I have to sometimes.
Yeah.
I acknowledge their Facebook messages 2 weeks after they send it to me. But, yeah.
Yeah, but we
anyway,
live busy lives.
Yeah, we sit here waiting for the next week. Well, we have to do this again.
Yeah.
We sit here waiting for that Monday that this goes up.
Pretty much.
We live edit as we're recording.
In the same room.
In the same room. Where else would we be?
Well, I don't even know where this room is anymore.
It's a recording studio in Soho, should we just say that?
Yeah.
We sound a bit swanky, don't we?
If you can hear any weird noises in the background, it's probably some shop next door.
Yeah, because the recording studio in Soho doesn't have soundproofing, apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's time we I think it's time we bid good day.
Speak, Tubman.
I'm tired. It's quite late. This episode goes up at midnight.
7 o'clock, Tubman. How can you be tired?
I've been awake since like 6. And no, don't ask me why, because I don't know
You're
why.
like a toddler, you know. Tubman's got to go to bed
I've been
now
awake
because
since
he's tired.
6. I've been awake 13 hours.
God, I don't know.
13 long hours where I didn't do anything all day.
That's tiring.
Yeah, usually I think it's because I've been speaking all day, but I haven't. Like, the only person I've spoken to is you, so I have no excuse this time. All right, anyway, goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye and good luck.
Good luck, okay.